Hello everyone and welcome to yoga. My name is Marisa and this is Sushi, and today's practice is all going to be about spinal alignment and really finding that middle ground between connecting the shoulders with the hips and making room for your body, finding those spaces where we can push a little bit further in our mobility and just make our bodies feel good. So when you're ready, get into something comfortable, find something to sit on, whether that's a towel or your mat, and we will get started. Okay, so for today's practice, we are going to start lying flat on our backs. You can place your legs and arms wherever they are most comfortable for you, trying not to squish your furry friends on the way down. If you have some low back pain or any tightness through the hip or low back area here, I encourage you to keep your knees bent with the feet firmly on the mat, or you can take a pillow or a rolled blanket under those knees. If you are comfortable doing so, go ahead and lie all the way back, bringing your palms face up at your sides, or maybe resting them on your hip bones. When you're ready, feel free to close your eyes, and we're going to start to check into our breath. Taking a nice big exhale to let everything go. And then inhaling deeply, expanding through the belly, pressing against the abdominal wall. As you exhale, draw navel up and in towards the spine. And then repeat this cycle, inhaling deeply, 2, 3, 4, and exhaling fully, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale this time, swelling out your belly, and we're going to start to follow our own count here. So if 4 and 4 works for you, that's great. Or maybe you extend out to 5 and 5 or 6 and 6. Wherever you are at, we're going to do 3 more nice big rounds. So allow yourself to stay focused in this breath movement, giving yourself permission to be still. We so often in our day-to-day need to move and find constant interaction, and this is your time to check in with just you. Let's take one more nice big round of breath wherever you are at. And then on your next inhale, gently return to your natural breath. Blink your eyes open gently and rock that chin from side to side to stretch through the back of the neck. If it feels good to do so, maybe you take a full body stretch. If you don't have room for it, that's okay. Work with what you got. But if you do, reach those arms, spread through the fingers, point the toes, pretending we could grow 1 extra inch here. And then as you're ready, bring your arms back wherever they are most comfortable for you. And we're going to take a second to roll off to our right side and spend a few breaths there. You can take the fetal position, bringing your arms wherever feels best. Just giving yourself a little adjustment between lying down and then working our way up to a seated position. So as you're ready, start to use those hands to press your way up, and we're going to come to any comfortable, easy seat that feels good for you today. So you can sit crisscross applesauce. If your hips are tight here, go ahead and take a little pillow or a blanket under the back of your hips just to make everything a little more comfortable, and sit up as tall as you can. We aren't going to need any specific props today, but if you have blocks and would like to use them or have other stabilizing props that feel good for you, go ahead and bring them in now. You can always pause the video at any time you need, even if it's just to hang out in a pose for a little bit longer. So when you're ready, let's sit up nice and tall. We'll engage the low abs gently. Inhale to draw the chin up to the sky. And exhale, we take chin down to chest. Inhale, we'll take it on up. And exhale, relaxing down. Good, last one, inhale. And exhale. On your next inhale, we're gonna roll the neck up and around, taking our time as we go. One circle at a time, following your breath. Last one in this direction. And then once your chin meets your chest, go ahead and switch directions. So we'll inhale to take it up and around. And exhale as we come back towards our chest. Doing 2 more in your own time. And then the next time your chin meets your chest, we'll find an inhale to sit up nice and tall, drawing those arms up overhead for our first big reach. On your exhale, we're going to hinge forward at the waist, coming into our first forward fold. Once you are here, I want you to take a second to straighten through that upper back, relax the shoulders down and away from the ears, and bring the chest, the part that's closest to the mat. So we're trying to prevent that banana backing here or straining through the neck, but rather staying long through the spine as we fold our way forward. We'll take a few nice big breaths here, letting yourself settle in and down, letting this be a place of comfort for you. Breathing into any area that really needs it most. Maybe it's your upper back, maybe it's those hips. You can add a little nod, yes or no here if that feels good for you. And then on your next inhale, we're gonna walk those hands back towards the body, sitting up nice and tall, and then sending both legs out long in front of us. So from here, we're gonna plant both of our hands back by the hips. We're gonna inhale to point the toes, rise through the hips, and let the head fall back. On your exhale, we're gonna sink through the hips, flex the feet, flip the hands, and fold. We'll inhale one more time, rising up through those hips, pointing those toes. And exhaling to sink it back down, flex the feet, flip the hands, and fold. Good. Inhale, we're gonna sit it back on up, tucking our feet back on in this time, but bringing the opposite foot on top or underneath that you had last time. It's okay to switch up your seat a little bit here if one side is a little bit more mobile than the other. Find a spot that's comfortable for you. Usually whichever foot you naturally bring in first is the one that was on top last time. So when you're ready, find your nice tall spine. We're gonna inhale to reach both arms up and overhead. On your exhale, left arm is gonna come on down to the mat, right arm reaches over, gaze comes up, and chest gently opens to the ceiling. On your exhale, we're gonna cartwheel down through center, finding that forward fold on this side. So walking those hands out, still making sure our chest is the part that is the furthest forward. Relax through the back of the neck. And then we'll inhale to walk those hands back on up. Let's take a nice big reach overhead. Exhale, right arm comes down this time. Left arm is finding that reach. Twisting that chest gently open, gaze looks up. And then this time we're just gonna inhale to come back through center, and we're gonna work our way into a tabletop position. So planting the knees directly under the hips and the hands directly under those shoulders. I want you to make sure that you are pressing in with all 10 of your finger pads and not just through your palms, so that weight is distributed evenly. Take a look back and make sure your toes are extended straight from the knees. And then we're gonna inhale to drop the belly, drop the chest, and let the head rise. Good. When you're ready, we start to arch through the spine, drawing navel up and in. Head is the last thing to fall. Good. Inhale, we'll drop it down. Finding that cow. Exhaling, arching up into cat. I'm going to encourage you to start following your own breath here. You can always look at me for a reminder, but you know what feels good to your body, and keep on doing it. We're going to take 2 more rounds here of each pose, just warming up the spine. And then on your next inhale, we're gonna walk those hands a little bit further in front of where we just were. Tuck those toes and send the hips up and back for down dog. Once you are here, if it feels good to walk those heels, you can start bending one knee and then the other. I'll encourage you to take this nice and slow here. There is no need to rush. You have all the time you need. And then as you are ready to do so, we're going to start to walk those hands back towards the toes, ending up in a forward fold. So it's okay if you can't reach your toes or the mat here comfortably. You can bring the hands up to the shins, you can wrap them around the back, or maybe you grab opposite elbows here, letting your head hang down in between. It's great to take a gentle bend through the back of the knees, especially if this is your first fold of the day. And we'll take a couple of nice big breaths right here. On your next inhale, we're going to work our way up to stand nice and slow. Find that roll as you are ready, taking your time and making any adjustments you need. When you're ready, we're going to step it up to the top of our mat. And I want you to go all the way up to the tippy top of your mat today, as close as you can to the front, with about a fist width between those big toes. We're going to take an inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, taking it down to the toes. Inhale, we'll step the right leg back, bring the knee down if you can. Retain your breath, left leg steps back. On your exhale, we bring knees, chest, and chin to the mat. So taking your time, elbows go back. Inhale, baby cobra to start. Engage the glutes, shoulders roll back. Exhale, we'll take it up into our down dog. Inhale, right leg steps forward. And exhale, left meets right at the top of the mat. Inhale, both arms reach up and open. And exhaling, hands at heart center. Good. Inhale, taking those arms up. Exhale, find your forward fold as you're ready. Inhale, our left leg steps back. Retain your breath, right leg back. Exhaling to take those knees, chest and chin. Really find that scoop through the spine. Inhale, you can go into full cobra if that feels good for you. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg steps on forward. Exhale, right meets left at the top of the mat. Inhale, we take that nice big reach. And exhaling, hands at heart center. Good. Inhale, reaching the arms. Exhale, flowing to the toes. Inhale, right leg steps back. Retain, left leg back. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhaling, cobra. And exhaling, down dog. Inhale, right foot steps forward. Exhale, left meets right at the top of the mat. Inhale, nice big reach through the arms. And exhale, hands at heart center. Last one, inhale. And exhale, take your fold. Inhale, left leg steps back. Retain, right leg back. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. And inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg forward. Exhale, right meets left. Inhale, nice big reach. And exhaling, heart center. Inhale, take your reach. Exhale, we're gonna take a nice slow fold. Bring the arms out like a T, hinging at the waist, taking your time to dive it on down. Inhale, we'll take a halfway lift, shoulders roll up and back. And exhale, full fold. Go ahead and take a moment here, enjoying that fold. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows again, if that feels nice for you. Maybe adding a little sway side to side or nod yes or no. We'll take one more breath right where we're at. And then on your next exhale, both arms are gonna step on down. We're gonna inhale to step the right leg back. Dropping that knee to the mat here, we're gonna come up into a nice low lunge. If you can do so, I would like you to walk your hands up onto that thigh. If not, hands can be right here. Or if you have blocks, you can walk on up there. So from here, we're gonna press those hips forward, relax the shoulders down, and really start to open up, pressing through those hips. Keep your head and chest proud here. One more breath. Good, we're gonna walk both hands back down to the mat. On your exhale, I want you to sink those hips back, flex through the left toes, so toes to nose, and find your fold. If your hamstring or your shin are really tight here, go ahead and bring the hands right on up to the top of the shin. Only going as deep as feels good for you today. Remember, there's always room for all of us to grow and improve, but taking our time is okay. Yoga is never a competition. It's just a time to make our bodies feel great. On your next inhale, we're gonna roll that foot forward, walking both hands to the inside of the left leg. So you can opt to stay right here if this is comfortable for you, or maybe you heel toe that foot out a little bit wider and come out to the outside edge of the left foot, really pressing the hips forward. Try to keep your neck in neutral, not moving side to side, but keeping everything in one straight line. And then maybe if it feels good, you drop one or both elbows down onto a block or the mat. Remember that each leg is going to feel a little bit different. So how flexible this side is might be mirrored, or it might be a little off from your other side when we get there. Good, let's inhale to walk those hands back up nice and straight. Heel toe the foot back in towards center if you had it to the outside. And we'll tuck the right toes under so we can swing that left foot up and back into a three-legged dog. Exhale, we'll take the left toes down to the mat and start to walk those heels once again. On your next inhale, we're gonna swing that right foot up and back, coming into your three-legged dog. Exhale, we're gonna come straight into our lizard. So bring the right foot out to the outside edge of the mat. Both of your hands are going to the inside of the foot. So you can opt to stay right here, or maybe you walk that foot out to the outside edge of the mat and really open out, coming onto the edge of the foot. Press the hips down, keep the neck in neutral. If it feels good to do so, maybe we drop one or both elbows down onto the mat. We'll take one more breath here. And then we'll walk those hands on up and bring our foot back in through center. So just heel toe it on in. We're gonna sink both hips back, flexing through the right foot to find that fold. Once again, remember that both sides are gonna be different, so if you need to be up a little bit higher here, maybe the hands on the shin or the thigh, that's okay. Or if you can walk them on out, it's all right to be down here as well. On your next inhale, we're gonna roll that foot back on forward, coming into our low lunge. Taking the hands on up to the thigh, or maybe some blocks if that feels good, and relaxing the shoulders down. Taking those hands back on down to the mat, we're gonna tuck the left toes under, and I want you to kick up into a nice forward fold. Inhale into a halfway lift, shoulders roll up and back, and exhale, take that fold. On your next inhale, we're gonna step that right foot back, planting the heel down and taking a fold over the front leg. Try to leave both legs straight, and you can walk those hands up onto the shin if this feels better for you today. Or if you can comfortably reach the mat, here is great as well. For my friends who may have blocks handy, both hands can go up on blocks to keep the chest up and find a little more room to breathe. It doesn't matter where you are at with this pose, just let your body sink on in and do what's best for you here. On your next inhale, we're gonna take the left hand onto the left ankle. Right arm is gonna reach up and open for triangle. What's most important here is that we stack both of those shoulders in one nice line, and I want you to really send the right hip back and away from you. Finding an exhale, we'll cartwheel that top arm down, and we're gonna step to switch out those feet. So send the left leg back, right foot comes forward, and we go right into our pyramid fold with both legs straight. Hands can be on the block, your shin, or the mat if you have a little more room. Finding one more breath right here. And then on your next inhale, right hand goes to right ankle, left arm reaches up and open for that triangle on this side. Once again, try to keep those arms stacked. Your gaze can either be up towards the ceiling or down towards your toes, depending on what feels better on your neck. And then as you're ready, we're gonna find a nice big exhale to cartwheel that top arm down, coming into a wide leg forward fold. So if you wanna heel toe the feet out a little bit further, you can. For my friends who may be a little bit more flexy, if you can comfortably reach the mat, I encourage you to point those fingertips towards the toes and start to walk your hands through here, finding a little extra space. If you aren't quite there and it feels a little bit uncomfortable to even have your hands flat on the ground, feel free to send those hips back, grab opposite elbows, and let the head hang in the middle. There is no right or wrong here. I encourage you to just find what feels best, and you don't always need to go to the extreme posture. You don't always need to push a little bit deeper. Sometimes it's just about finding that middle ground where you're getting a nice stretch, you're making your body feel good, and you're taking the time for yourself on your mat. On your next inhale, let's take a halfway lift so our shoulders roll up and back. Your hands may or may not be on the mat, and that's okay. We're gonna heel toe those feet in a little bit closer and work our way down into a nice low yogi squat. So the goal here is to get the heels down on the mat. If you can't, that's okay. It's something that we work over time. Hands are coming to heart center and elbows dig in to those legs, helping you reach the chest forward and sit up as tall as possible. We're gonna take a few more nice big breaths here, really sinking into those hips. Stay with us if you can. Good, last big breath. And then on your exhale, we'll sink those hands down to the mat, and we're gonna come on to our bottoms. We're gonna bring the soles of the feet together and the knees out nice and wide. So you can hold on to the ankles or the feet here, but wherever you're at, inhale to roll the shoulders up towards the ears, exhaling together and down the spine, sitting up nice and tall. Take one more big breath in. And exhale, we're gonna start to fold it on forward, bringing the chest closest to the feet and really pressing in with those elbows into the legs. And really enjoy this moment, feeling the stretch where you need to, backing out and listening to your body if you need to. And then we'll inhale to start to work our way up. And we're gonna work our way down onto our bellies from here. So you can swing your way around however feels best for you. But we're gonna end up with our elbows directly under those shoulders and our palms suction cupped into the mat. Once you're here, we're gonna exhale to relax everything down. And then inhale, engage the glutes first and start to dig in with the elbows, pulling the chest forward through the shoulders and letting the head and chin gently rise to a spot of comfort for you. Try to press the hips down towards the mat, and exhale, we'll start to release. Inhale, we're gonna work our way back on up, so engage the glutes, press in with those elbows to draw the chest forward. And exhale, we'll start to release. Last one, inhale, roll it up on back. And if you are comfortable here, if you have a little more room, leave your hands where they are and send both arms straight. Exhale, we're gonna start to sink it on down. And go ahead and take a moment, stacking hand on top of hand, letting one cheek rest down onto the mat. And take a couple of nice big breaths, breathing into the mat underneath you, or a towel, or your carpet, wherever you are at. Mats aren't required for yoga, just you and your mind are. On your next inhale, we'll slowly start to press our way up, and we're gonna make our way into an extended child's pose. So bringing those knees out to the outside edge of the mat, or just out nice and wide if you aren't on a mat, big toes together. Sink those hips back and start to walk the hands forward, creating space to melt the head and chest down towards the floor. While you're here, breathe into any area that needs it most. For some of you, it may be that upper back. Others may be the low back and the hips. But wherever you are at, try to keep the back of your neck nice and soft. On your next inhale, we're gonna gently press our way up and out. Draw the knees together, and we're gonna work our way onto our spines, however feels best for you. So sinking it all the way back and down, making any adjustments that you need to feel comfortable here. We're gonna take a minute to hug both knees up and into the chest, giving everything a nice big squeeze. Maybe a little rock side to side. And then as you're ready, we're gonna hug the left knee up and in and send the right leg out long. Give it a nice big squeeze in towards the center of the chest. And then open that knee up and out towards the left armpit, creating a little extra space. On your next exhale, we're gonna draw that left knee across the body, send the left arm out like a T. Our goal here is to try to keep the left shoulder as close to the mat as possible and let that low back relax into the posture. So we're not actively pulling on the knee to force it down, but rather just slowly letting gravity pull it over. Let's find an inhale to come back through center. Give that left knee one more nice big hug. And then we're gonna switch out our legs. So send the left leg long, hug that right knee up and in towards the center of the chest to start. And then let's open that knee up and out towards the right armpit. Finding an exhale, we'll draw the knee across the body, send the right arm out like a T. And once again, try to keep that right shoulder blade firmly on the mat. Letting the knee drop its way over as it is ready. And then finding an inhale, we'll rotate back through center. Give that right knee one more nice big hug. And we'll send that right leg out nice and long next to the left. Once again, if your low back is tight here, please feel free to bring the soles of the feet to the mat or make any adjustments to make you feel comfortable. We'll bring our palms face up by our sides. And if you haven't already done so, go ahead and close your eyes. Wherever you're at, take a nice big exhale. And then inhale deeply, taking the biggest breath in you've taken so far today. And open your mouth to sigh it out. Inhale even deeper. And sigh it out. Last one, inhale. And sigh it out. Now bring your attention up to the point between your eyebrows, your Ajna chakra, or your third eye, and focusing here as deeply as you can. Let go of all other thoughts, worries, and concerns, giving yourself permission to take a little bit of time, a little bit of stillness just for you. And as we focus down on this point, we'll spend the next few moments in silent meditation. Good place for you and you need a little bit more time. But if you are ready to begin some movement, find a little wiggle in your fingers and your toes. Maybe dropping that chin from side to side if that feels nice. And making any adjustments that feel right for you to reorient with the world around you. When you are ready, rolling off to one side or the other, just spend a couple of breaths there. And then gently pressing your way up to any comfortable, easy seat so we can end our practice together. Sushi and I thank you so much for joining us today. We'll sit up nice and tall one last time. Om Shanti, Om Peace, and Namaste.